What's I smell?
This is pleasant. I've dreamed about this moment ever since you blew up my ship. I didn't like that. How fitting, then, that your death will be the catalyst that starts my rebuilding to ultimate power. Of course, that is from the next film we're doing right now on WindleyMania. This is WindleyMania, and I'm Andrew, and with me, of course, is Devin Hopkins.
Hi.
And we also have, I'm really excited about this.
This has been like, we should have done this a lot sooner.
Yeah.
With this particular man.
Hey.
I'm really happy he's here.
Is Justin Amick.
Hello.
Say hello. Come up on the mic a little bit, you little shy
hello.
boy. Come on. Yeah, don't be shy.
Hey.
Yeah, come
Pretend
on.
it's a cock.
Hey.
I've always wanted, Justin is really good at explaining things, very convoluted things. So I'm glad he's here this evening to talk about Suburban Commando. Of course, we are doing the films of the early filmography of Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea.
Pretty much the big four.
The big four. I don't know if one is four. Like, I picked one because I thought it sounded interesting, but we'll get to that in a few weeks, of course. But we're talking about Suburban Commando today. Before we do that, how you guys doing?
Doing fine.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Justin, we kind of talked about this last time, but what is your relationship with pro wrestling, but more specifically Hulk Hogan? What's your relationship with him like?
I've never. Me and Hulk,
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan. I appreciate like the WrestleMania moments.
Yeah.
But to me, Hulk Hogan, I guess he's kind of a guy that his character was written for children. And I guess never seeing him as a child do those things never gave me a reason to really care about Hulk Hogan. NWO is cool.
Right.
You know, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, that's different. That's cool. WCW, but that's about it.
Because all the little Hulksters were like grown up and stuff, dude. So, I had to take the artistic liberty to do a little something more mature, with my approach to the little Hulksters out there. Sometimes it feels good to be bad, dude.
Right on.
Yeah. So I do want to make an amendment. Amendment. I want to do, last time Devin, you remember what we were doing last time? I was talking about some of the Hulk Hogan's history.
Yes.
So I said that around 82, he got the Hulk Hogan gimmick. This isn't fucking like Zellner and Bixen span talking about wrestling. This is.
Yeah, we got a lot of messages about that.
People are pissed.
You were pissed about what you said.
Yeah.
About your wrong year you said.
Well, listen. Okay, so he had the gimmick. He had the Hulk Hogan name like a few years earlier than that. And then I said something about Vern Gagne. I was going to go on this whole spiel that no one wanted to hear about Vern Gagne and what kind of workers he liked.
That would have been another hour.
And what was there was something else that bothered me. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't remember because we did it like 3 times.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't really remember.
There's a lot of history.
I don't remember what ended up in the final cut.
Well,
to be truthful.
So if you heard that and you're, if there's like one guy who like loves the Hulkster
and he's irate,
he's pissed off, so I'm sorry, brother. I don't know what to do about it. But of course, we did talk about 1989. This film came out in 1991. But let's talk about a little bit of 1990, which I don't really know. You guys remember anything from 1990? You guys have anything to say?
Yeah.
With Hulkster?
No.
No? Justin?
I didn't do too much homework.
Well, to be fair, I mean, there was a little bit of stuff. He did a lot of house show stuff with tag team with Big Boss Man. There was, of course, the WrestleMania 6 with Ultimate Warrior. There's a really fun show as well. I don't remember the exact date, but it was at the Tokyo Dome. It was like a WWF, All Japan, and New Japan Wrestling Summit, which used to be a few of those. Some fun stuff. Bret Hart versus Tiger Mask 2, which of course Mitsuharu Misawa. The really fun match I like, Genichiro Tenryu versus Macho Man Randy Savage, and then Hogan on top with Hansen at Tokyo Dome. But that's pretty much for 90. Let's get into 1991. Right. You guys know anything about 1991?
No, sir.
I wasn't there. I was -7, -6.
When it comes to dates and Hulk Hogan.
When it comes to 1991, I'm not completely versed. Probably the Gulf War.
That's interesting that you'd bring that up. There was the Gulf War, which is pretty pertinent to what Hulk Hogan was doing around 1991.
Oh yeah, he was on the front lines.
Not necessarily. So the first thing is early January, there was a fun little commercial I'll probably play. It was for Right Guard. It's Hulk Hogan on a beach, and he's like, has like a little canvas, and he's like speaking with big words and speaking really wistful about deodorant. It's for Right Guard, and I'll play that right here.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking. In order not to offend the critics, I recommend Right Guard Sport Stick. It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents, a sublime palette of odoriferous emanations. After all, a true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right Guard Sport Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Right Guard, dude. Right Guard, brother.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right Guard, dude.
Yeah, it's the best speed stick around, dude.
Let me tell you something about Right Guard, brother.
No, it's very like, how we were saying.
Let me tell you something about Right Guard, brother.
No Holds Barred, where he's a sophisticated dude. There's 23 hours a day. You gotta be cool, dude. Like, that's pretty much, it was an extension of like, if you guys liked Hulk Hogan at the French restaurant, you will love this Right Guard commercial.
That's when you said sophisticated. I was like, oh, like in the French restaurant?
No, he's like, yeah.
Want to know how many takes that took? Honestly,
2. What, the French? Like him speaking French?
The French restaurant? I just can't do it, brother. It's not my tongue.
Anyways, you did talk about the Gulf War. Of course, that started in August of 1990, but it did extend, and then we got Desert Storm.
That's right.
But during all that, he was feuding with Sergeant Slaughter, who at the time was doing an Iraqi sympathizer gimmick. Basically, here's a short run of it. People were kind of upset about that, particularly because Desert Storm and whatnot. The WWF and the USO were in talks to send Hogan to Saudi to like visit troops to make. Basically, they were exploiting this whole war, and they were trying to make Hogan look really great, really real American.
Yeah.
And
he was really there.
Yeah, but no,
he was there.
The Defense Department ended up shutting that whole thing down of him going over there to Saudi Arabia, of course. But the original plan for WrestleMania 7 is pretty famous. They were supposed to run at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, which is 106,000. But Hulkamaniacs, brother, but only 20 to 23,000 were interested in going. And so they ended up moving, sales ended February 5th, and they moved to the LA Sports Arena. I think the LA Sports Arena is around 17,000. A lot of people couldn't go to the show. They blamed it on bomb threats and terrorist attacks, but really it was just ticket shortages. And because they weren't scared about fucking that shit, because even after WrestleMania 7, they decided to continue the Sergeant Slaughter Hulk Hogan feud, and they were doing like Desert Storm matches.
Jesus.
Which was basically like a no hold barred, a no DQ. So,
Yeah, they got to stay topical,
Also a huge story which continued for a little bit, but it was like mainly started here, of course, the steroids with Dr. George Zaharian.
Oh, that was 91?
Yeah, that's pretty much when he got convicted, and he was supplying stuff. He testified a lot of names.
Did you watch The Dark Side of the Ring?
I actually didn't.
I watched it at work because I had.
You watched it again?
I watched it again.
Can you give a shorthand explanation?
Well, I feel like it's not super reliable. The main guy they talked to was Vince McMahon's attorney. So I just kind of took what he said with a grain of salt. But basically what it sounded like was it was George Sahorian was like, he was a doctor for the WWF back then. And
he was a ringside
in
Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, because they did most of their shows there, I guess. Most of the TV tapings. But there was like a phone call, and they used the U.S. like government pretty much used this particular phone call to try to take down Vince and the WWF, because George Sahorian's talking to one of the wrestlers on the phone saying like, "Hey man, like whatever you need, I have it. Like I can get it, and if I don't have it in my bag, I can get it for you." And he had like literally everything.
Yeah.
And so they were trying to pin it as McMahon was conspiring with Sahorian to do all this, but it was really like Vince McMahon wasn't making this happen. It was George Sahorian working and Vince kind of turning a blind eye to it.
Did you see did they talk about the Linda McMahon memo? She sent like a letter.
She sent them saying like, I don't want him near us anymore.
Yeah.
And then Sahorian got convicted, and apparently like they didn't tell him what he was getting like arrested for until they brought him to the trial, and he's like, "Oh wait, no, Vince didn't make me do this." And a few wrestlers testified, including the Hulkster himself, even though he was no longer working for Vince. He was.
That's when was the trial? Around 94, 95?
Yeah. That's why I was confused, because I was like, I thought that was 94, but yeah, it's all different years. But yeah, he testified, and apparently Vince didn't like that, even though Hulk kind of saved him from getting 17 years in prison, because he's like, yeah, we use steroids, but he never made me do it. He never made any of us do it. Like they were all using steroids. There was no secret about it. It was like, but yeah, he had a good attorney.
Yeah. Superstar Billy Graham actually ended up suing the WWF over some, I don't remember the details.
What was that guy's name? Nails
was involved. I should have wrote down the other names, but it's a pretty, like, people have covered this.
It's a big mess.
But
it's kind of
they found like a bunch of FedEx shipments.
Yeah, that was
pretty
it
much
too.
it. And,
yeah, they found him like straight to Terry Bollea's house.
And then the famous Arsenio Hall interview where it was expected that he was going to come clean, and he just kind of lied.
Yeah.
And they actually the Arsenio Hall show said they didn't want any more wrestlers on the show after that. And then later they got, I think it was like Nasty Boys and Legion of Doom to wrestle. And then of course we'll talk about Hulk Hogan's return to the Arsenio Hall show that same year. But I mean, yeah, January to March, bunch of house shows with Earthquake. March to August, Sergeant Slaughter shit. Some fun Super World of Sports stuff. There was the Tokyo Dome, Road Warriors versus Hogan and Tenryu. Then the Kobe World Hall versus Yoshiaki Yatsu. I think there was another show. In October, December, Flair gets fired from WCW. Well, he gets fired. He leaves. That's actually a really interesting story, but I don't remember any of it. So isn't that great?
That's great.
Bunch of Flair feud versus Tenryu, I think, again at the Tokyo Dome. And then, of course, the Survivor Series Tuesday in Texas matches, which was they flip-flop the titles around with The Undertaker. And that's pretty much all the wrestling shit for 1991. Of course, Suburban Commando. Now, I originally saw that Suburban Commando was going to be called Urban Commando.
With Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And they ended up doing twins.
Yep. Which I still want to watch that.
And it wasn't going to be like a space movie. It was going to be like it was going to make light of veterans' PTSD, essentially, which they kind of do in Suburban Commando.
They do.
They kind of do.
Yes.
So, I mean, a few times, and with two different characters, but that's for the movie talk, of course. Devin.
Andrew.
What was I talking about? You remember how, Devin, can I ask you something?
Sure.
What do actors do before movies, bro?
Promote.
Yeah, dude. Again, he was on some talk shows. We got fucking Good Morning Britain. I don't know the British Good Morning Britain people's names. I want to imagine that like it was a beloved show at one point in time, but the one dude was an asshole. I mean, So, I mean, with a lot of the talk with No Holds Barred, it was definitely for the little Hulksters, like all the kids. And then you watch the film and you
And it's
find
like,
out.
it's definitely not.
No,
not at all.
no. He's still like talking about the kids. He's talking about the demandments that he had, vitamins, prayers,
Yeah. No steroids.
believing yourself.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins.
There was 3, but he added a 4th one. The 4th one was believing yourself. Prayers, vitamins, good grades.
Was it exercise?
No.
Might have been
It was
exercise.
It was something about exercise. I want to say.
It had to be exercise.
Yeah. There's a weird part
Or
in
vegetables.
There's a weird part on Good Morning Britain where he calls out Mike Tyson. He calls him a juvenile delinquent, and one of the hosts is like, "Are you sure you want to say that?" He's like, "I hope you heard it." Which is very strange. They do a commercial break and they cut back and it says Hulk and Richard, which it was Richard Marx joining Hulk Hogan on the couch on Good Morning Britain. They have this weird conversation about Europeans' attitude towards entertainment, like how it's almost like the same. I've had this conversation multiple times about like how like Japanese wrestling audience react. It's pretty much like how the British guy was saying like British people like don't like go nuts and bananas like Americans do.
No, they're very serious.
Yeah. So, but he was being a dick about it. That's the only reason I wrote it down. Hulk Hogan shows off a very ugly wedding ring. It's disgusting. It's like a weird, like ribbed, like gold and green thing. It looks like something like Skeletor would wear. Like it's very weird.
You said ugly, but that makes it sound.
It's
really
kind of
cool.
cool, but it's like, that's your wedding ring? Like, all right. It's
Hey,
kind of
Matrimony, brother.
I mean,
Y'all see like he posted like 2 months ago on Twitter, like, me and my wife got divorced, brother HH.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just, you could tell Richard Marx and Hulk Hogan really don't like this interviewer dude. Anyways, we move on to Arsenio Hall. His grand return. He comes dressed up like Shep Ramsey, who was, of course, the main character of the film we'll be talking about.
Yeah, I want to get into that like at some point.
We will.
The name.
We will.
Shep.
I'm gonna prop open this door because it's like stuffy.
Okay.
I'm listening.
He comes out. They show the clip of the mime. Do you remember that, Justin?
Which one?
Oh
mime.
yeah, you're right. Well, the first interaction with the mime, they show that Arsenio Hall says, "I'll go anywhere to see a mime get punched," which I thought was really funny. He's talking about the movie. You know how it's pretty much like the same talk, like with No Holds Barred, like essentially just like, I don't want to do like blood and guts, dude. This is super positive. I don't want to do Silence of the Lambs, dude. He says, when you come out of Suburban Commando, you say, "Hey, the world's okay," which is very interesting. And he also talks about wanting to wind down and wrestle less, which very interesting to hear that in 1991. Move on to September 30th, 1991 on WWF Primetime Wrestling with your hosts Sean Mooney and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Basically, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Ric Flair is now in the WWF. Bobby the Brain Heenan is managing Ric Flair. He's talking shit to Sean Mooney about how, Ric Flair is the real champion. And up comes sneaking behind in the Chef Ramsey outfit. And he was wearing the Chef Ramsey Chef. We'll get to that.
Chef Ramsey.
But he's wearing the outfit,
Chef.
and then also the Hulkamania bandana, which is a very weird combo. But he sneaks up on Heenan. He talks about the muscle amplifiers. Bobby Heenan says you can get Channel 5 on those. Hogan is like cutting a promo, and you can tell he's in like full like little Hulkster mode because the way he's talking is like a 7-year-old. He's like, "You know what, Bobby Heenan? We're going to teach you a wrestling lesson," and it's very odd. He's talking about the movie, and he says something really funny, which I thought it was. He said, "Hulk Hogan is an alien, dude." And that's pretty much it for all the promotions. That's all I could find. I didn't look up. But let's finally get to Suburban Commando.
That's why we're here.
Let's go ahead and talk about this son of a bitch. Of course, came out. Devin, you have the date.
It was like September of 1991.
I think it was October.
One of the embers.
October
Obers.
something. October 2nd, 1991.
Okay.
Directed by Burt Kennedy, who was a director and writer for a lot of westerns. I've never seen a single one of them.
Yeah, it said he did a lot of westerns, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That was one of the last movies he did, I think. I think that might have been the last
that
movie
was
he did before he died.
I think he had like a, what do they call it? A post-funny release?
Post posthumous?
Yeah.
Posthumorous?
Yeah.
And then the writer of it, he wrote like
He wrote the Keanu Reeves Constantine
he wrote
movie.
that, and there was another larger, like bigger credit that actually had a link on Wikipedia, but I can't remember it right now.
No, neither can I.
Yeah.
But it came out number one in the box office, of course, was, what the fuck does that? The Fisher King, which was a Jeff Bridges, Robin Williams movie.
That was the number one film of '91.
October 2nd. Well, Fisher King was in its third week. The number two was Ricochet in its first week, which is funny because on Arsenio Hall, he makes a comment. You can either go see this or Ricochet. Ricochet, of course, came out number 2. All the way in number 7 was Suburban Commando in its first week. So you can tell people wanted to see some Denzel.
Yeah, this was considered a flop. That's what the insiders in Hollywood.
I didn't know it even really was in the theater.
I didn't think
figured this was a straight to
actually-
It seems like
VHS.
it might have been a straight to video, but it was considered a box office flop because it lost so much money. Like, it didn't even like. I don't even think
It came out October 25th, or no, October 2nd. It was October 25th. Suburban Commando dropped from majority of theaters.
Yeah, so it didn't like last long.
Because what I saw on the IMDb Pro thing, where you can like look up any of the box office stuff, it was like 899 theaters.
So it wasn't a wide release.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently a budget of $11 million and a box office of $8 million.
That's what I thought.
That's not good, folks.
It's not good.
That's that means they didn't profit.
No, they should have made at least $22 million.
So what were your guys's going into this? What did you expect? Suburban Commando.
Want me to go?
I expected about what I got.
Yeah.
I expected way less than what I got.
I kind of agree with Devin. I'll agree with
It was
Devin.
better than it. Okay,
No.
I'll say it was funnier than expected. I'll tell you that.
Well, I think it's because the last movie I watched was No Holds Barred. Like I didn't get a palate cleanser.
Right.
I should have given myself a palate cleanser. I would have probably gone in with a more clear headspace. But I liked this movie. I thought it was good. I liked it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to pull the
L word out.
Yeah.
You don't want to pull the like word out.
Well, I don't want to give it away too early, but yeah, I mean, this was I enjoyed the hell out of this.
I thought it was.
This was pretty good. We'll throw out some muscle amplifiers.
Yeah.
Out of 5.
Sorry, if I went, I wanted to tell you guys that I liked this movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I liked it as much as you. You're fucking raging over there.
I had like way low expectations.
You really liked it.
I really did like it. I would watch it again, more than once.
I'd wait a year, maybe.
Yeah, I'd wait a
maybe a decade.
Couple years.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd show a
But
friend
I liked it.
Devin, do you always sit like that?
like this.
Yeah, when you're here.
I don't know how I sit. I don't pay attention
He
always.
kind of he does a bunch of bullshit over there.
I move a lot.
Yeah, I kind of just stare in the dead space while he does whatever he's doing. Sometimes he sits over here and he starts digging. You know what I mean?
He starts digging.
and that's when you look at me.
Yeah, your balls.
That's when you look at my ball.
They pinker than the elusive flamingo,
Well,
furrier than the mighty bear. He carries with him with each step a miasma that brings all sorts of folks to their knees. Devin's ballsack. Hulk Hogan stars in Suburban Commando as Shep Ramsey. Now, how many times did I hear Chef Ramsey? Several.
Shep Ramsey.
Shep Ramsey.
And we're supposed to believe this guy is an alien.
He's an alien.
He's got the most human name.
I don't remember where he's from. Do you remember?
I don't.
France.
He said he's from France.
He said he's from France.
Like in Coneheads.
Right. But he's okay. So he's basically like, I guess he's in the military. He just does like these like fucking missions. Like he's like a Navy SEAL, but in space.
Space Navy SEAL.
Yeah, he's like a solo special forces.
Is he like a yeah? He's like a
Navy
good guy kind of bounty hunter. He's a
Marine.
good guy bounty hunter essentially, because he was going after like that main.
Yeah, but
What was that guy's fucking name?
Are you talking about General
Suter?
Suter?
Yeah, General Suter.
Who I read, which I will talk about. I will go very hard on some General Suter.
I like General Suter.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Don't like General Suter.
You don't like him?
No.
Why not?
He turned into a freaking.
Yeah, but that wasn't him. That was a cool creature. The actor, I didn't hate the character. I just hated the actor.
Actor that was
Which
like
was the whole character.
all right.
This
I thought
little
I thought he was
balding
pretty good.
Guy, if he was a RoboCop villain, like some kind of corporate guy, I would have been afraid of him.
I
But
like these bad guys in these Hulk Hogan movies that are just like kind of like just like little like
Nah,
weasel
listen.
guys.
But some of the bad guys acted very serious in this movie, but this guy didn't try to sell himself as a villain at all.
it was a PG movie.
William Ball played General Suter. And
Yeah, I looked
William
into this,
Ball
too.
was a stage director, and he founded the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. Because this dude, he's like a classical theater dude. I feel like he saw this, and he was like, I'm going to go full camp, which I really enjoyed. I think General Suter might be my second favorite villain in all of fiction.
Really?
I enjoyed all my time I spent with him.
I liked him.
really liked him.
I liked
That's why
him.
I liked that speech he gave.
Yeah.
I was so into it. He turns into a fucking nasty guy.
Yeah. I liked General Suter. I had no problems with him. And then when I saw that was like, was that his only like feature film?
That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
And then he died shortly after that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was pretty old.
So
I'm a Suter head.
well, so
wear a
you
suitor.
said second, so who's your first?
Oh, well, of course, my first favorite villain is he's also the actor is also in this movie, Christopher Lloyd, who played Judge Doom in the 1988 Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I think is one of the best villains. Which has a very similar thing to General Suter, because Judge Doom, the end is that he's actually a toon and he's wearing like a fleshy costume. And this was sort of like, General Suter, if something happens to him, he turns into what he is.
He's wearing
Lovecraftian-esque monster.
I feel that. The
Monster?
Toon wearing a
Monster.
fleshy costume, that's...
Yeah, I fucking
We all
love some
feel like
Judge
that
Doom.
sometimes.
And Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Of course, Christopher Lloyd plays Hulk Hogan, Shep Ramsey's earthling buddy,
Charlie
Charlie Wilcox.
Yep.
as... What's Shelley's character's name?
Jenny Wilcox.
He says, Charlie.
Yes.
And he says, Jenny!
Charlie.
Yeah. Some really class like this,
which reminded me of Marty!
yeah, this Christopher Lloyd, he was just fucking like,
He was just having a good time.
he was just like, yeah, I'm just going to do the movie.
I didn't know he was in the movie until I was watching
I didn't
the
know-
opening credits.
I didn't know either.
And his character in that movie is really stressful. Like you're convinced that he's gonna kill somebody before he meets
Yeah.
Shep. And even when he's with Shep, to an extent, like you see this guy is a guy who is tortured and is waiting to.
He gets shitted on constantly.
Yes, he's waiting to lash out at somebody.
He's
Him
like-
meeting Shep was the best thing to ever happen to him.
He's like
Yeah.
Joker.
That was it. I was thinking that the whole time.
He's like Joker.
He is Joker. He went
So
Joker mode with Shep.
if Shep
Ramsey.
Ramsey didn't come to Earth, Christopher Lloyd as Charlie Wilcox would have turned into the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah, he would have shot his boss.
Jenny, do it. You get what you.
Jenny! Jenny!
You get what you fucking
Marty!
deserve. But I really enjoyed. It's hard not to enjoy Christopher Lloyd in
Yeah.
something. I mean,
Right.
I feel like he ad libbed a lot of stuff because he kept going like just like Christ's sake, for Christ, like. And you mentioned Shelley Duvall as his wife, who honestly I thought we were gonna get a little more Shelley Duvall.
I thought so too.
You're a Shelley Duvall guy, aren't you, Justin?
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to explain that?
I don't know why there wasn't. I mean, I think.
Well, you want to
She
explain your
had-
Shelley Duvall love.
What's there? I mean,
What's there to explain, you know?
Of course, I think for most people, the first time you ever see Shelley Duvall is in The Shining.
Right.
So it's very easy. But for me in particular, I think Popeye.
Right.
That cemented it as well. But Shelley Duvall, I think, is an actress that, first of all, you would at first glance think she's European,
Right.
but the longer you look at her, the longer you turn around and realize, no, that is a very American looking woman. Only America could produce a person that looks like that. And that is a certain bizarreness that you don't see from European actresses. And I think she encompasses the perfect American actress in that way. She's serious, but she makes you feel comfortable. In every role she has, she's comforting.
Right.
I wasn't aware she was in it until Andrew had mentioned that she was in it. So that would have been another surprise.
Right. I feel like I
Well,
think
that's
that's why I'm
I
here.
wanted. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted Justin here.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice who one of the Mountie Hunters was?
Yes.
Yes, Mean Mark Callis.
Yes, Mark Calloway, of
Mean
course.
Mark.
the Undertaker, which he was not the Undertaker yet.
That was back when he still had he had like a weird
The red.
toad frog thing going on with his face. He had a fatter. I guess he might have just had more body fat at the time.
I know this.
But
I know it was later in the movie, but when he finally talked,
The
I
child.
fucking lost it.
Yeah. I did not expect that at
well,
all.
I didn't
was
think he was going
not
to talk at
ready
all.
for
I
that.
I didn't know if he had debuted as the Undertaker yet, and I figured in that case that he was probably not going to speak in his role, and he really still didn't. You never heard his real voice.
No. Suburban Commando opens up with a space battle, which was very akin to A New Hope. Did you guys also get that?
Oh yeah,
It was
the
I
ship
was like, this
flying.
is-
Yeah,
yeah, like that whole sequence, like through like the hangars of the ship and everything. Too.
that was the Tantive 4 and the
Mhm.
Star Destroyer.
But it looked like if they made A New Hope in the same way they made Flash Gordon.
Right. Well, I thought
Yeah, it was,
that's
it was
pretty good.
a low budget, like
Yeah.
Star Wars.
No, I
Which
thought
was interesting
for
because it was
sure
1991.
that the scene right after the battle where Shep is speaking to his boss reminded me 100% the way it looked, like the way the set looked, as well as the way Hulk Hogan acted of those early 90s Fred Olin Ray.
Dude, I was like, me and Justin would, like, if this were just a random ass movie on Shudder, me and Justin would have watched it
Right.
regardless of who was in it.
And listen, here's something else I noticed is he acted the same exact way that Brink Stevens or Michelle Bauer or any of these girls would have acted in this movie.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't there because he was a classically trained actor.
Nope.
He was there for his body. And he acted exactly like when he's speaking to his boss, just the way he delivers his lines. He's
And he had some like quirky one-liners
right.
and shit. Like,
Just
I think I wrote one of them down. Like, I didn't take a whole lot of notes because this was still like kind of fresh in my mind.
A space battle's
He was like, Earthlings. I hate Earthlings.
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah. He said that more than once.
Yes. But space battle is occurring, is akin to A New Hope. General Suter is, I assume, in the, what is that? Like the captain's deck.
Yeah.
The cockpit of this battleship.
It looked like the
He-
main area of the Enterprise
Yeah, and he had
deck.
command deck.
Yeah, he had the a president. Did you guys remember what the president? It was the
Yeah.
president
It was the president, and he was
of
just like,
something.
"You're not gonna get away with this," or something.
Oh, but
I
I
wouldn't
will.
count on it.
I wouldn't count on it. Like he was reading it.
Yeah, he didn't sound very confident about
No,
that.
he did not. It was a lot of. It sounded like it was a lot of overdubs.
There was a lot of abysmal ADR during this whole opening, which I took note of that it was done terribly. Yeah, he's fucking like tormenting this president. He has him hostage. I guess he's killing like that's the planet that they are trying to conquer. Right. And then you cut to the first thing you see our hero do is kill about 30 fucking people. He sprays his laser guns at a bunch of like people who I guess are General Suitors. Suitors, and he's killing them. Of course, the bridge is being alerted, and General Suitor goes, Ramsey, which, yeah, he fucking busts in there, and it's very quick how this happens. He fucking busts in there. The president pulls out this like big metal card thing from his sleeve, throws it at Suitor. Suitor's hand gets cut off. Yeah. He starts to mutate. Fucking mayhem. Ramsey says like a one-liner where he drops two people and then just fucking dips. Yeah. Leaves the president for dead.
Yeah.
And he's planting bombs and he escapes in like one of the, like, I guess his ship or an escape pod or something.
And he spins around a lot.
He spins around a whole bunch. Yep. And he saved a planet and he blew up a ship. General Suitor presumed dead.
Right.
And even in those 3 minutes, I was like, God damn it, this fucking General Suitor.
Yeah.
I really liked him, Justin. I'm really sorry. He had like
that opening scene.
Tell me why.
I think it was just like the straight, like first of all, I thought his costume was fucking cool. Like his like robes and shit.
I thought the costume was cool, but it didn't look like it fit him.
I know. I liked that. I just liked how shitty and campy he was, but he was just going super over the top with it. I just really liked that shit.
The over the topness, this may be far fetched. The over the topness, and I think this is because of his theater background, reminded me of Ivan Ooze.
Yeah. It wasn't all the way Ivan Ooze.
No,
like he didn't fucking burst out into like humming songs and shit,
but
and
like
twiddling his fingers around.
But just like I think the theater background and him being like that same type of just like I'm gonna get the good guy type of villain was just like I was like okay.
Which Ivan Ooze is probably in the top 10 of great villains.
As you were saying, Justin, I'm very sorry.
But he doesn't look as cool as Ivan Ooze.
No, not at all.
No, I agree.
He has
a really
like
dumb
General
haircut.
Suitor could have been. They could have got like somebody like Hulk Hogan to play the enemy, and it would have made for a better villain, I think.
To each their own. I enjoyed General Suitor.
Okay.
It suited me.
It suited me. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I definitely see. I see. What
I liked, like I said, I know we're not there yet, but the creature,
right?
Cool, but
I find it funny when like the bad guy is just like so much like smaller and less menacing.
Yeah, like
than
in Spaceballs
than the hero. So I think that's why I liked it too.
Of course, he's escaping, and Shep's higher up. What was it? His admiral, his commander, or something.
We only saw.
Lines.
Was that the only time we saw him, or did he popped up again? Didn't he? Or no? I don't think he did. He popped up once and told him to go on vacation. Yeah,
he's telling him to go on vacation. Shep is very eager to start a new mission. He says something along the lines of galactic narc duty. He makes an alien reference. Something about capturing an alien that has acid blood.
Yeah, big giant bug with acid blood.
Yeah. He says you're not the old Ramsey because he has too much of a workload. He's really taken on everything, and he's doing like a good enough job, but not good enough. He needs to take a break. Shep then says, "I'm not stressed out," and he breaks. Clearly stressed out.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. That right there, that entire interaction is when his acting really shows. Yes, that's his Fred Olin Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Slave Girls from Beyond moment.
Yep, I get what you mean. Like, that fucked up the whole ship, didn't it? Essentially,
yeah. Like his supervisor his shift lead says like, oh, you need to go get some you need to recharge your ship. So you need to take 6 weeks, find somewhere, chill out, mingle with the locals. The closest thing by is Earth. He, of course, says his famous line, I hate Earthlings. And we go to fucking Earth. And some fucking song starts playing.
Oh my god, the music in this movie.
Yeah, it's like bop dop do dop
like,
dop dop
I wrote
dop
down the
do.
lyric.
A lot of Full House music as well.
It was
in the scenes when Christopher Lloyd is driving.
The song is called "It's a Nice Place to Live" by J-Rock.
Yeah, that's the lyric. Such a nice place to live, or something. And I think Hulk Hogan's in the track too.
Yeah. And of course, we're introduced to Charlie Wilcox.
Yep.
Played by Christopher Lloyd. What is he doing? He's they show up at his house. He's in his little workshop room. He's clearly an inventor, tinkerer, which they don't very dig. He's an architect.
Yeah.
Right? And he works at a firm. They don't really go into like the whole like tinkerer thing. They make it evident he's privy
engineering technology.
Yeah, he's definitely privy to later on he gets introduced to some of the alien technology that Chef Ramsay has, and he's like he can like name it off the bat somehow, but they don't. It's not like a main focus with this character. They should go to the architect firm, and we meet his boss, who is played by a character actor I really enjoy, Larry Miller, who plays Adrian Belts.
And yeah, I looked him up. He was in what? He was
He's
in
in
Nutty
a
Professors.
shit
too,
ton
right?
of stuff. Yeah, he was in that. I didn't
He's in
even
a lot of
bother.
shit.
He's in a lot of stuff. He's the balding guy with the squinty eyes.
Yep.
He
Which I thought he was funny.
yeah, I really enjoyed him here. He's basically Charlie Wilcox. He's giving these plans he worked all weekend to his boss, and his boss is basically berating him.
Trying to get a raise.
He's trying to get a raise.
He needs to get a raise. Shelley Duvall, of course.
Says,
yeah,
you're gonna ask for a raise today, right?
yeah,
She then she choked him.
Yeah, she choked him.
yeah,
Which I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah.
I know how I feel about that.
What? Domestic abuse? He was like, what his argument was like, I want things to come naturally.
Yeah.
Jenny! And then he was like hyping himself up, and then he didn't do it.
Right. We get introduced to his secretary, to the secretary, Joanne Deering, who plays Margie. Just a little fun character will pop up here and there when we get through this thing. His boss takes credit for his work. He also shows him the Cimarron, what are they called? Cimarron crystals?
Yeah.
His collection of crystals.
Simeon
crystals,
Simeon,
yeah.
yes. Which, I didn't really think that they would come. Like, with this movie, I didn't think, I was like, oh, he's just talking about crystals now for some reason. But,
You're just being a braggadocious asshole.
Yeah, crystals, bro. Yeah, crystals, dude. Yeah, because, what were they called again? The Simeon crystals,
I knew
brother.
from the beginning, since they had a name, that they would be important, as well as, well,
I don't know what you're referencing to, but I know
we'll
you're talking
get
about.
there.
Yeah, right. His boss takes credit for Christopher Lloyd's work. And we're pretty much introduced to this Christopher Lloyd character. He's very nervous. He doesn't stick up for himself. He gets shit on all the time.
Drives a shitty car.
Drives a shitty car. They show scenes of him having a bad time in traffic. He has this battle with like a traffic light constantly.
With the same cars.
Yeah.
Same cars. It was like 4 scenes. There was always the same cars.
Right.
Yeah. And then, he like ends up going backwards and shit.
He has rude neighbors who are like big burly dudes with drag racers. And
then there's the other guy. The army vet.
Oh, his neighbor is like the colonel.
That's what I'm talking
that's
about.
right.
Who?
When I thought the car scenes when he's on the highway are really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it made me realize how much more unbalanced vehicles were in the 90s. Like
Very odd shapes.
The way because they keep stopping and going.
Yeah.
In these
And they're like
scenes. Yes,
bouncing.
and they're bouncing.
Yeah. Which might have been done just to exaggerate the
shitty
urgency that the other people around him.
Well, other vehicles were doing it too, not just his. But
That's
his
what- well,
was.
His was doing it, but I know what you mean. But also, I think they were trying to like play it up like these guys are like trying to jump the gun and like
Right.
go really fast while he is being like a little pussy and not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So we go back to Shep Ramsey, who badly parks his ship in a old dance hall. He kind of like did you remember that he like hovers over it and then it just like fucking falls down? I thought that was pretty good.
What was it called? It was called a landing pad or something.
Landing pad, I
Yeah.
believe, right?
And yeah, I guess he was like,
Is that
"Ooh."
the name of the club?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, landing pad, brother."
He basically parks his ship, he gets settled, and then this next section happens. This probably is almost about 30% of this movie, which is Shep just walking around and interacting with other people.
Yeah.
He's walking around town. He has his whole alien costume on, which how do you just it's almost like the Mr. Freeze costume in a way. But like
Also, Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian,
It was very savage with the headband and everything. I think it's supposed to give the.
He's a
illusion
warrior.
of
I'm an alien, dude.
He's a space barbarian essentially, but he's he's a mercenary.
Right. He's walking around with that. People are looking at him funny. An Indian guy shouts, "What are you looking at?"
Lady's having trouble with the soda machine.
Soda machine.
And he's like,
There's a dog.
Let me try it. Oh, the dog thing. I thought that was funny.
Yes, Justin?
The soda machine.
Yes.
It seems like the movie is sponsored
RC
RC
Cola.
Cola?
RC Cola, but the soda machine is showing to be unresponsive. It took this woman's money.
Mhm.
Not only do we see that RC Cola is deceptive,
Right.
Also,
the Hulkster
they
also
thief.
breaks the machine and takes the money out of it.
Right.
I can't imagine Coca-Cola doing that in a feature film.
That's
today.
true.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And maybe, RC Cola, when's the last time you've never seen RC Cola in a movie except for
This one. This is the only
This
one I
one.
can
It's
think
probably
maybe
because
some
RC Cola tastes like fucking shit.
Yeah, you remember when we were in like Charlotte and I said, "Can you give me a cherry Coke?" while I was getting gas, and you brought me a cherry RC Cola.
That's all they had.
No,
We're in the
it wasn't. We
middle
were at a
of nowhere.
7-Eleven.
I didn't even know they made cherry
It was at a
RC Cola.
7-Eleven in like the
Was it?
middle of Monroe. It was like
I feel like they did. I don't know why did I get
you did that as a joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it bit me in the ass because it was the worst thing I ever tasted.
Yeah.
Which I've tasted some shitty things.
Remember when you made me turn around because you got a Pepsi because I had the cool logo on it?
Yeah.
You said, "Devin, can you go back to the gas station
Dude,
so I get a Coke?"
they had the Pepsi that looked like Back to the Future Pepsi. And I was like, hell yeah. And then
You
like,
bought it. You let it. You
and
let
I was
your
like, oh
Coke
wait,
out.
it just tastes like Pepsi. And it's like, I can't do this right now. Cause like I can drink Pepsi in like if you have it and
If
I'm
it's
not,
the only thing that's there, you can drink it.
but I'm sitting in a car for 4 hours.
It was 2. We were in Charleston.
Well, whatever. But I didn't want, well, with you, it's like 4 hours.
No, I drive
I'm
fast.
kidding.
It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. You're a little speed demon. Anyways. What are you looking at? What happens after this, Devin?
Okay, so yeah,
The
he does
dog-
that, then the dog thing,
Right,
which was
right.
funny. There was a guy left a dog in a car. He was yelling at the dog. He replaced the dog with the guy. The guy was at a restaurant, and so the dog was like eating the rest of his food.
That worried me
yeah.
though, because eventually the guy's going to get out of the car, and he's just going to be even meaner to the dog.
Maybe he learned his lesson.
After that.
You think he learned his lesson?
Maybe he got locked in the car forever. He could not get out.
That's
no one was
what
going to let him out.
I had to write in my head after that scene that the Hulkster also told the staff at the restaurant what was happening, and they called the police so that the
Yeah.
dog could be taken.
That's fair. The dog was eating a nice little meal.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's all good.
It's never okay to leave your dog in a hot car.
With a muzzle on.
With a muzzle
also.
on.
I think Lloyd is back No, this is when Lloyd arrives home. Also, by the way, there's like Japanese investors that they have like they're clients of the architect firm.
Yeah.
It's a running gag where Larry Miller's character tries to talk about Japanese.
He just talks about Japanese movies the whole time.
And the
Godzilla
Japanese
to the
people,
Japanese
yeah, they don't like him.
investors.
He arrives home, and this is the shenanigans with the drag race cars. They keep parking their drag race cars in front of the driveway, and he has to park across the street. There's a car that drives really fast through the neighborhood. He goes inside, and this is where I had to rethink a lot of things in my life,
Yeah.
which I wrote down Shelley Duvall.
Kimono. Kimono. Big wig. Large wig.
I had to look up. I didn't know what was about to happen. I had to look up the rating of this movie, and when I saw it was PG, I was like, okay.
Why'd you?
I was
Why'd
like,
you do
are they
that?
about to fuck? They're
No,
about to
come,
fuck.
Devin, come on,
I don't know.
No, Devin.
Devin.
They're not gonna fuck. Okay, they didn't. I know.
There's a
But I didn't
Hulkster.
want them to.
Not that kind of girl.
I didn't want them to. That's why I got worried.
Get your mind out of.
You thought Christopher Lloyd
Yeah,
and
they're gonna-
Shelley Duvall.
I didn't know what the fuck kind of movie we were watching.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I didn't want that to happen. That's why I was like, oh shit, what's
What?
about to happen?
I mean,
It was PG.
The
Nothing
la-
happened.
all right, man.
What? Is that
Why
a
did you
crime?
get
Never
nervous?
would've thought
I
that.
mean, I guess I would get nervous too.
I just thought she looked very nice in
She
her
did look very
Right.
nice.
in her robe.
She looked very nice. I was like, I didn't want them to fornicate on my screen.
Okay, man.
Stop talking about her like that, Devin.
Yeah, what the hell?
You guys made me the enemy.
No,
No,
I was just talking about the scene that pursued, and you were like, "I thought they were gonna fuck, dude. I thought they were gonna fuck."
Well, because
brother."
you prefaced it with Shelley Duvall.
well, I
You
thought
could
she
talk
just
about
looked very
how
nice.
lovely
right.
she appeared in
Right.
this scene.
Okay, you guys are doing the bit you do to
She-
me.
no,
Let's
no,
move
no.
on.
Well, no,
We're not doing a
no,
bit.
no.
She had
Doing
a
the bit that you moved. Yeah.
No, I literally went because I had never seen Shelley Duvall portrayed in such a way. I know her as the Shining Girl.
Okay.
and Popeye.
That's why I got.
Why? Well, I didn't think. Okay, I didn't think she was. I knew they were going to do that. Because like Lloyd, he wanted to go to the workshop anyways. That's how he bangs stuff out. With his nervousness.
Bangs.
Christ, Devin. Oh, they put the apartment for rent. The Christopher Lloyd's workshop is now an apartment for rent. Of
the
course,
sign, the
Yeah,
apartment
he's-
for rent flyer.
He saw it in the street when he was walking around.
Shep Ramsey
it
came
has
across
no
it.
phone number,
No.
no address.
It
It
just
just
has
says
an
apartment
arrow.
for rent and an arrow facing right.
Yes.
Yep. And,
And
he
when
just
he
keeps
when he
walking.
comes to the house, she's in the kimono and she has the wig in her hand. When Charlie opens the door,
Yes.
he says, "I'm here."
I'm here for the apartment, dude. So yeah, he basically shows up and gets the apartment, and it's his now. Christopher Lloyd's not so excited about it. Shelley Duvall is more along the lines of like, we need the money. So it's like, whatever. I don't. He's nice. He's just
Yeah,
big.
she's like, he's mad that she did that, but she's like, you didn't get the raise.
Yeah.
We need money.
Yeah. They're having supper, and Shep is picking up the two children of Duvall and Lloyd.
These yours?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty good.
That scene looked kind of weird because it looked like that when he dropped them, it looked like they were like someone was on a platform to make Hulk look a lot bigger. It looked something about it looked off to me. I don't know. I wrote it down.
I'm 6'7", dude. I don't need to look
6'4".
bigger. He's 6'4"?
Yeah, I looked it up. He's
Is-
6'4". Christopher Lloyd's 6'1". I felt like they did a few things to make him look like he was like massive, but
Yeah,
they
probably.
couldn't be consistent with it.
Well, his work height was 6'7".
Yeah. Yeah, my work height's different too.
They're eating supper. They take a picture together.
It's a great picture.
He's what's he doing? He's in his apartment settling down. He's putting his guns under his bed, his space guns. Christopher Lloyd goes in there, gets one of the guns, which also the guns, same props from Master of the Universe, by the way. The He-Man film. Lloyd shoots the gun and blows up one of the drag racing cars. Which, of course, when he pulls the trigger, a traceable power source is entered into the atmosphere, and Suitor's men got a hold of it, and in comes the bounty hunters, Knuckles and Hutch, which I don't think they ever say their names, but
No. Who was the other guy that wasn't Undertaker?
Tony Longo,
Tony Longo.
which I don't really know what else he did.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. I didn't know if he was also like a wrestler at that time. That
Brutus
just didn't
Beefcake did some stuff.
He
He
did
did
some
some
stunts,
stunts,
yeah.
yeah.
Saw that.
Is this where he's like running around? He's like goes out at night to try to like get his crime fighting in or something.
Well, I know after his first night, maybe his first week there, I think it's like after his first night there, the next day, Shelly, what was her name in the movie? Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny's in the house watching
I don't remember
the
the
Suburban Commando Oprah.
right.
Yeah,
Wait, that was a fake show?
I believe
I think it was based on something real.
It was a parody of Oprah, I thought.
Well, because that's why she was like kind of like she was horny that night because of this show too. This was like her daytime show that she watched.
Right.
I forgot what it was called,
I don't remember what it was
but
called.
she started yelling.
Yeah,
started
she was doing
screaming.
scream therapy.
Scream therapy, and Hulk thought she was in danger, so he ran into the house and threw her behind the couch,
Right.
which was cool. She explained to him that she was participating in scream therapy and invited him to watch Oprah with her, which I thought was going to become something.
Right.
It's funny. Big guy sitting on a little couch watching Oprah in his space gear.
Just come to my house if you want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got all the Oprahs on tape.
Christopher Lloyd wants to kick Shep Ramsey out of the house.
He's dangerous.
He's-
He's too big.
He's way too
Yeah.
big. He's humongous. He's
humongous,
enormous.
and he's probably dangerous.
He's shaving and he says, "I've got Darth Vader living in my backyard for Christ's sake," which I thought was very good. Shep is in the backyard doing like arm workouts with, it looks like a saw blade.
Yeah, I
It
didn't
looks
know what
like
he
just
had.
tools from the
He just
workshop.
had some random shit. And he was in like
Large
like
appliances.
a lawn chair.
Right. Shep or Christopher Lloyd's about to, he's going to go home to get the fuck out, and is interrupted by his child to go to school. And they're out in the front, and the kid is like, it looks like he's like skateboarding or something in the street, and a car is about to hit him, and then Shep saves him.
Yeah. And so he's like, "You can stay."
Then the first, after about, okay, you get 20 minutes into the movie, and then the next 30 minutes is pretty much a compilation of Hulk Hogan either saving people or accidentally annoying them.
Yeah. Well, he gets a cake for saving the kid.
Yep.
He hangs out with the colonel, and the colonel says, sometimes you got to lose to win.
That's what I was referencing earlier. You were talking about the diamonds
Yeah.
coming up later. Same with that line. You knew that was going to be.
Yeah, but they did that really quick. He just
Yeah.
kind of like muttered it, like somebody's gonna lose one.
Yeah,
Dude, that's really.
The colonel
I
didn't
wanna
show
think
up
about that.
a lot after that. I guess that was his
No,
entire
that was his job.
job.
Yeah.
Shelley really doesn't, as you were saying, she's missing for a good
Yeah.
majority of the movie. It's only when he's home, which is really not that often
No.
that you see her.
And you did say Shep is going back to his spaceship, and he runs into all sorts of interesting situations, like a talking car, which I guess is like Kit.
Yeah, technology is very weird in this movie.
Yeah, the whole thing is like it's supposed to be a fish out of water thing. Shep is an alien, of course,
Right.
and he's supposed to be bewildered by all these the Earthlings' way of living and technology.
To be fair, most of these things are things that I would also be bewildered by if I encountered them on a walk.
Sure.
At night, especially, there's a mime practicing his craft in an alleyway, seemingly away from any.
Yeah, I would be very sketched out by that.
Yeah, the car as well is very sentient. It seems like there's a guy in the car speaking to you.
It talks more. It talks more human than a regular AI.
And then we discover that it was the alarm system itself that was sentient and not the car.
Right. He tears it out, right?
He tears
He
it
tears
out
it out and he
kills
says,
it.
"Please, can't we just talk about this?"
It's weird. It says when it dies, it says, "I've fallen and I can't get up."
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the life alert thing, right?
Yeah,
I thought that was
it
a
makes
very
jokes.
strange
It makes
reference for
jokes.
them to-
It references. It could do
A lot
nothing.
of gags in this movie.
Yeah. He goes to the mime. He's like, "Oh, you're stuck in a force field, dude, and let me help you out, brother." And then he punches him. And
straight in the face.
Yeah, punches him straight in the fucking face. And the mime says, "I should have stayed a juggler." Wah, wah. All this time, he's going to the spaceship. Christopher Lloyd is following him with a camera, right? He's following him
Yeah,
around.
he's trying to follow him and like I don't know what he's trying to catch him to do.
He saves a woman.
Yes, he discovers. I guess Shep fucks off, and Lloyd goes in there, and he looks around the spaceship. He says, "Ooh, muscle amplifiers."
Well, no, before that, Shep saves the woman who she had a purse snatched.
yeah, someone gets a purse
Yeah,
snatch. Yeah.
He didn't say he saved her purse. Takes the purse and he dumps the guy into the dumpster.
Yes.
With a
Thingy.
thingy. An FU.
Yeah, it was like a Samoan drop type thing, except we didn't like.
Yeah, I
Fall
didn't give it
back.
back. It was
He
an
just dropped
attitude
him.
adjustment into the dumpster, I believe.
Yes.
It might have been a Samoan drop though, because you'll notice he grabs the purse mid drop.
Yeah.
Like as the guy is falling, he grabs
very
the purse.
smooth.
It's
Very
very
s-
smooth, yeah.
Yes. Also, Christopher Lloyd discovers the X-ray vision goggles, and while he's peering through those, he discovers a rape is about to occur, which you don't want that to happen, obviously. And so he puts on the suit and he goes saves.
RoboCop moment.
Yes. You know what's your move, creep?
Your move, creep.
Yeah.
You
That's
ever
what
seen
he says.
RoboCop?
Where I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yes, and it's very RoboCop, except it's Christopher Lloyd's character. He's very nervous. He pulls out a gun. The suit stops a bullet, and he essentially saves the day. The woman hugs her, and his penis lights up. And we're back with Shep, and he is still wandering around. There's an arcade game going on, but he doesn't know that. He thinks it's an actual space battle, and that's stupid.
He gets real intense with this.
Yeah.
kid
Yeah,
playing
the
game.
the things the kids saying about the game, like the photons don't work on Dragos.
Bro, you got to do it this way, brother.
Yeah, like I had a lot of questions. There was no real explanation of the universe that this movie took place in, because we see our aliens mostly look like humans.
Yes.
Hulk is an alien. Shep is an alien, but he looks like a human. Suitor is an alien,
Yes.
who is basically kind of body snatched a human, or he has a shape-shifting form,
Right.
but he's still an alien. These are all aliens that look like human beings, but they're familiar with Earth. When Shep comes to Earth, he's capable of speaking English. He also knows France as a foreign country, and that's
right.
where he tells these people he's from.
That's right.
He knows how to drive a car. He's generally comfortable on this planet.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's been here before, maybe.
I think
this
he
is a
does, 'cause he says he
general
hates
retreat.
Earthlings.
That's
Yeah.
true. So I guess maybe Earth is a common retreat for these aliens. It's somewhere that's kind of neutral. The bounty hunters don't go there. You can go there and relax, and there's nothing going on there at all. There's no business. There's nothing. You just go and hide, basically. Tells him to mingle.
The mime shows up again. And he just runs
He's trying to climb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, every time they show the mime, they play this specific tune, and it starts off like the Curb Your Enthusiasm like sting. It literally does the bum bum bum, and then it goes into a different theme, which I thought was interesting enough to write down.
His theme song.
Yes, the mime theme, which I would like, you know.
Is there a score for Suburban Commando on Spotify?
I hope there is.
Let me look. Door's open.
Gotta get the mime theme.
But yeah, the mime is scared of him, and it's like a running joke.
Yeah, the third time the mime
There is a third
says,
time.
"It's a gag, man. You got to get out of here."
It is a gag.
I don't see the.
No.
No, there's no album. There's other podcasts. There's other podcasts about this movie.
Well,
Shout out to the other podcasts.
right on, dude.
Who scored this film?
Who scored? Oh, I don't know.
You know, Hulk was one of the executive producers.
That makes sense. I guess. Where were we?
I mean, it's not uncommon for actors to executive produce, but like starring actors. But he lost money on this.
It's back in the daytime. We're back in the house, and Shep Ramsey attempts to skateboard with these kids, and he's really bad at it, and he ends up throwing the skateboard in the outer space.
Yeah, he like does a couple flippies.
He Shep Ramsey saves the cat, which is a
Wrong cat.
Yeah, the wrong cat, of course, and the cat goes flinging into space.
I like what he says when the girl is like asking for help. He goes up to her and just says, "What?"
Oh, that's right. He's like really
He's starting to get
sensitive to
frustrated.
noise.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
But he's like still trying to help people.
He hears all the noise of like the busy street, and he runs out and he goes, "Quiet!"
That's right. That's why he
Yeah.
freaks out so bad with
Yeah.
the alarm.
Right.
He's like Grendel,
Yeah.
Beowulf. That never really came up. You know, that was never really resolved either. Just, he's weak to noise. But there was no scene. You would think at the end, like, Suter would screech really loudly in his alien form or something like that. And nothing ever really happened with the noise.
Yeah, he's like, ah,
Right.
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
ears, I can't
Nothing.
take it.
We're supposed to think that's part of his stress.
He goes up to the melon lady and squirts melon all over her face.
Yeah.
How do you know if they're ripe, dude? You have to make sure they're soft. She's
They're
like,
soft.
this one's really ripe, brother.
Doesn't pay for it
Right.
either.
Yeah. Leaves the woman a mess.
In his pursuit of alleviating pain for all people he encounters, he causes a bit of property damage.
Right.
He destroys that car.
Yeah.
Remember that? It was funny because the car was talking to him, but that was somebody's car he just destroyed and left.
That the place he crashed into.
Yeah, the band. At least it was an abandoned
You know,
property, but I guess it was somebody's.
Someone probably owned it, and they just haven't worked on it.
What
yet.
if it was Christopher Lloyd's boss's car?
What if?
What if it was?
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Small world, man. Small world, dude.
Not a Cheez-Its.
Well, some munchies.
There's some stale chips.
Those chips are not stale.
No, they're close to stale. They're pretty tasty. The bounty hunters. Shep discovers them. That they're on their way. Bounty hunters, dude. We got to get prepared to fight, dude. And Jesus
Were you
Christ.
introduced to them at the drive-thru here?
That's later.
Yeah, this is when Shep is informing Charlie of
That's right. Yeah.
the incoming bounty hunters. Correct.
Yeah. So yeah,
He's
cat's
like,
out
I'm
of the
sorry. How was I supposed to know? And he's like, dude, you went in my ship.
Yeah, cat's out of the bag, of course, with Charlie Wilcox knowing that Shep is actually an alien from outer space, which it has been for a while.
He tells the colonel
I'm gonna go pee.
his like outer space combat unit.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
He gets there, but he doesn't tell anyone else.
Yeah,
anything else.
the colonel just says something like, things changed
Things have
since
changed.
44.
Yep.
Yes, they need to get their shit together, but of course one of the parts in the suit is missing. Do you remember which part it was?
Was it the gauntlet? The glove?
I tell you what, I have no idea, but it was missing a part. And so they have this homing device where they need to track down the part. Shep and Christopher Lloyd go and search for it, and they
it's the gun.
it's the freeze gun. That's right. It's a freezing mechanism, which apparently he needs this freeze gun in order for the suit to work, which is very odd. I guess it's sort of. Have you ever played Pikmin?
Direct current, I guess.
Have you ever played Pikmin?
No, I haven't played Pikmin.
Well, the point of the game is like your ship has crashed and you need to like collect all the parts, but there's like weird parts. So it's like, what does that have to do with like a ship? So, but you need all the parts to leave the planet. So they arrive to the bank and they find a frozen cop, which, oh, by the way, the people who stole this were the attempted assaulters on that woman that Christopher Lloyd said. Yeah. The same people, they picked it up after Christopher Lloyd knocked them out. And they go in the bank, and there's a bunch of frozen people, and Jingle Bells out of all songs starts playing, right. Which I guess makes sense because it's cold.
Cold. It's a Christmas moment. I was wondering if it was a Christmas movie when that began, or if there was going to be a Christmas scene where the alien celebrates Christmas with the family, but I remembered it was summer.
Yeah.
So.
They get the device back. Christopher Lloyd ends up being frozen anyways, and then enter the fucking bounty hunters blasting down the fucking wall of the bank, coming in there to take care of fucking business.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. They lock the door and they're about to shoot. One of the assailants tries to shoot Shep with the freeze gun, and he's seen the chug something really quick, and he goes antifreeze.
Yeah, I liked that. That was pretty good. That was one of those good one-liners.
Right.
The bounty hunters remind me, Devin, did you see Hobo with a Shotgun?
Yes.
The bounty hunters, it's like the Plague, Rip and Grinder. Do you remember the bounty hunters from Hobo with a Shotgun?
I think so, vaguely.
They're like undead. They wear armor. One of them looks like a robot, and one of them, they both look like robots, but one of them looks like a toy robot kind of, and the other one wears like metal armor with like a stall helm, and they ride a motorcycle. One sits in the sidecar.
That's right.
That's what these guys look like. The Undertaker's, Mark Calloway's performance,
Mr. Calloway, Esquire,
wasn't lacking at all. I really liked when his rocket boots are sending him straight through the floors of the building, and he's making the faces as he hits each floor, and it's really funny. His like Mark Calloway getting beat up faces. Like, he looks like a cartoon character, and you'll never see him do anything like that ever again.
Maybe if you pay him enough. Get one of those cameos.
Who's gonna do it? I know. He would not do that on a cameo. Absolutely not.
Robert,
you're a great husband.
You're a great husband. You're a good father.
Rest in peace.
He goes. Those are a joy to watch because, first of all, y'all make sure the people who buy the Undertaker cameos are doing all right. You know, just make sure they're doing okay.
I mean, obviously they got enough money.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
How much were they?
They're like $300 or $400, I think.
I thought they were higher than that. I thought.
Yeah.
They make their escape with the freeze gun device, old Shep and Christopher Lloyd, and we're cut to a scene where they were taken to a drive-thru called Surfin' Burger. Mm-hmm. Can you two remember the 5 burgers the guy announces?
We got the newlywed burger.
No. Oh, wait. No.
Yes, that's the final burger. That's when he says we got the newlywed burger. You guys look cute together.
Okay, yeah. Besides that one, the other 5.
So 6 burgers.
Right.
Wait, no.
They're blanking on me. I just remember like the guy at the drive-thru was going all out on the gimmick.
Yeah,
like they must pay well at this place.
And they shoot the character on the sign as if they believe that he was the one speaking to them and
Yeah.
not a guy inside the restaurant speaking through a microphone.
That might have been
But
the alien.
But the bounty hunters are at the drive-through in a newlywed car. It's like a pink convertible.
Cadillac.
It's got flowers and ribbons on
It
it.
says just married on the back.
Of course, the burgers are. This is very pertinent. The big gnarly burger,
I want one of those.
the Wipeout burger, the Dude burger, the Hang Ten burger, and the Totally Awesome burger. Yeah, and he says, "You guys look cute together. You guys got married," which is very progressive, I would say, for
I'd say so, too.
91. I mean, wouldn't you say?
I'd agree.
Well,
A very open-minded
Mark-
fast food.
Mark Calloway did not seem to.
No, they
think
didn't
it was
like
cute at
They
all.
didn't like that shit. You're like, I ain't no kissing, hugging. Lloyd and Shep are back at the what the hell, the spaceship and the dance hall. I think it was an old skating rink, actually. They kind of have this fight. Of course, Christopher Lloyd's character is a very nervous individual, like I've said. And he's like, Christ, I was frozen today and stuff like that. He's very nervous about this. He can't take on these bounty hunters from outer space. He's just a regular fucking dude with a family, a shitty car. He's an architect. His boss sucks. They need to get the fuck. Shep needs to get the fuck out of there because, if one of the bounty hunters, they hear one of your ice cream trucks, they're going to blow up the whole town, dude. They're going to level the whole place. So I need to get the fuck out of here. But the only way I need to do that to charge up in time is I need 40 pounds of simian crystals. Simian crystals?
Who has simian crystals?
Who has them, dude?
Charlie?
Well, not
Charlie's
Charlie.
employer?
Charlie's boss, of course. You remember earlier in the movie where he's like, "These are my simian crystals, brother"? Well, guess what? I need them, dude.
Yeah.
I found really funny, first of all, Hulk's interaction with the drag race guys. When he's like, "What are you going to do?" They're like, "You know what we're going to do to you?" He's like, "Let me guess. You're going to pound my face in, drag me through gravel, and feed me to a warthog."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, dude, it's the 90s. We're going to sue you." And he goes through this 20-second spiel about mental anguish from being sued.
Yeah.
And taking you for everything you have.
I thought that was funny.
I thought it was pretty good.
Which, of course,
See you in court.
And what were you talking? What did you just read? Where we at?
they need to get the simian crystals, which I forgot about this one scene before they go for the search for the freeze gun. Sorry, go ahead.
Because I think this is where we're at in the movie is, yeah, and then Charlie's boss is just explaining the floor plan. Well, in quotes, the floor plan. He doesn't have a floor plan. Charlie has it to the Japanese investors, which consists of floors. That is the basis
Yes.
of this company's. He says something along the lines of, we here believe that each level should have a floor, and one man's floor is another man's ceiling, and we believe they should be separated by walls.
A scene I forgot to mention earlier was before Shep and Charlie's mission to retrieve the freeze gun. Shep confronts him at his office, and that's where Shep meets Margie, and Margie likey. She definitely likes the Hulkster.
Also, only appears for 5 minutes.
And
in
two
the
of those
entire movie.
In two of those times, she pulls out a fucking gun, just a giant revolver.
Which I guess is why he likes her.
Yeah. Oh, woman at arms.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Fighting woman.
But anyways, back to where we were. They need to get the fucking simian crystals, dude.
Simian crystals, brother.
Yeah, simian crystals.
And conveniently, there's like some kind of banquet going on
Yeah.
at his job, so they can just go in regular.
Yeah,
We
in
we
suits.
tuxedo.
Yeah,
we get
yeah, a
tuxedo.
little incognito.
Yeah.
Blend in with the suits. But they need to get the crystals, which are somewhere in this building. While they're doing that, they use the X-ray vision goggles to find out where they are.
Yeah, because they go up to where they think they are, and they're not there.
Right. And then they find them. They kick the fucking dudes with the Japanese men and then they leave pretty much.
Yeah.
And they're stealing the crystals, and Margie's got a gun again. And they kind of just,
Yeah.
and then, the bounty hunters. The bounty hunters, of course, then crash into it, I believe. And, Hulk's like, get the crystals, dude. I'll take care of these guys. And there's a great scene where one of them, what does he do? Hit him with like a bar, like a rod, like a steel rod.
Yeah. They like, he hits him with a
Rebar.
rod, and then one of them takes it and bends it.
Yeah.
And then me and Mark
Yeah.
bends it straight,
Yeah.
Back.
and then gives it back. And then Hulk takes it, and he bends it into like a flamingo or
A
something.
bunny.
Bunny. That's right.
A bunny rabbit.
Bunny rabbit.
Real bunny rabbit.
He does a Mongolian chop to Tony Longo. Tony Longo then falls to the floor, and then we get Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker, dude.
Tell us about the actual wrestling performed in this movie, because there are a few wrestling moves.
Yeah, this is like, we
there's-
kind of get like a mini match here.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean,
Right, that too.
there's like,
Hulk versus Mark.
Taker.
yeah. I mean, there's like that almost like a Samoan. Well, it's got a different name. Like he had him in like that like fireman's carry, and then it drops him. I'm sure that has a name. I feel like some people like do it. He does the Mongolian chop. He doesn't do like the like thing like Hiroshi Tenzan does with them, but he did them nonetheless. I don't really remember any others. Like,
Yeah, there was a few things,
like,
and then that's
just
when
usually like hitting people.
That's when he goes.
that's
through
when he
the
goes
ceiling.
through the ceiling, and then the other guy, the other guy's like below him, and he grabs him through the floor,
with his
and he makes another one-liner saying like something about like talk about poor architecture or something like that.
yeah.
He makes a joke about how poorly built the building was,
Right.
which is odd because it was at a
Someone gets crushed
architecture
by the
firm.
elevator, right? Someone gets crushed and dies to death.
Yeah,
from the
the guy
elevator.
that wasn't Longo. Longo gets crushed by the elevator. and dies.
Yes.
Right. I forgot about that.
I thought they both were going to get crushed by the elevator, and I thought the elevator was going to come down and they were going to show their super strength, which it seems like both of them together could have intercepted that elevator with the way they
the muscle amplifiers, dude.
Yeah, they could have done that.
He gets crushed by the elevator, and Mark Callis shows back up. Hulk then says, "What is this? A tag team?"
Yeah,
Because it's funny
Yep.
because Hulk Hogan's actually a professional wrestler.
Yep.
that's
He
right.
got his start in the 70s. He was discovered by the Briscoe.
Yeah, he played bass before.
This
Played
guy
bass
was
before
a-
that.
This guy was a wrestler.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Believe it or not, yeah.
Yeah, trained by Hiro
I
Matsuda.
thought he was just the guitarist on
the bass guitarist.
Real American.
I played bass, dude.
Plays lead bass, like me.
And then this is, of course, where Mark Calloway's high-pitched voice is.
Yes.
Yeah, the child's voice.
Yeah,
What
You're
is
a
his-
dead
what does he
man,
say?
Ramsey.
That's right.
yeah,
Very unnecessary.
yeah. Weird.
Just one of those. Just that. Well, that's kind of how this movie is, though. Is they just throw one-liner, not even one-liners, just
One-liners,
little tiny
gags,
gags.
just whatever they can throw into it. It's like, I guess,
little spice, a little punch up here and
technically
there.
a family movie. They're trying to make the whole family.
I mean, he doesn't talk them for the bounty hunters don't talk.
I noticed something about Hulk Hogan I didn't notice it for the first time, but it
Those
really clicked
pythons,
with me
dude. The
for first
24-inch
time.
pythons.
No, it was the 24-inch
Huh?
sphere of baldness
Yeah.
on the back of Hulk Hogan's head.
Yeah, he's balding guy, right there.
I've never seen another wrestler, actor, any kind of public figure.
I want to say Billy Graham had that going on.
Okay, Billy Graham again though, like
Well, he was.
you don't
He was a
see-
big name, dude.
you don't. But Hulk Hogan is regarded
Right. I
in
know. what you
media
mean. I
as
know
an
what you mean.
attractive man. He's always got women on his arm because he's big. He's got
Yeah.
big arms.
24-inch, dude.
24-inch pythons. He holds them up on his shoulders. You don't see anyone else like that
Who is balding?
who's balding. And I mean, you don't see anyone else with Hulk Hogan's hair anyway,
Right.
but especially balding on the back. I've just always thought, like, why? What? No one told him to just go ahead and shave it all off. Because when most people do that, if they can't get like a transplant or therapy or a wig or something, they just go bald. But he didn't do that. He said, no, I'm going to just keep it like this.
I think it would be me, dude.
And I mean, I
23
guess
hours
that's
a
it.
day.
Right.
You know?
Oh boy, let's see what
Resisting
I'm
this.
talking about. Oh, we get back to the house. Shelley Duvall is getting settled for bed. She's all alone. An intruder breaks into the house. Oh no. Who could it be? Who could be breaking into Shelley Duvall and Christopher Lloyd's house? I thought there was going to be like a Shining thing here, but at the same time,
I thought
Glad there wasn't.
Imagine asking Shelley Duvall, "Hey, can you do something like The Shining again?"
Right.
Like she'd probably get in her car and leave.
Yeah. I'm wondering if,
but if there was
executives and people like that
Yeah.
then knew
yeah,
already about that, or
But if they were to do it, that would have been like the perfect, here's Suter, because it's General Suter who breaks into the house. He's
Yeah.
not dead. You thought he was dead,
He's not.
but he's not. And fuck, I mean, they get the fucking crystals. They defeat the bounty hunters. You took care of the enemy. And they go back to the ship.
oh right, Charlie. Oh no, okay, this is in the hangar. Go ahead.
Shep goes back to the Shep
Quotes.
goes back to the ship. Charlie goes back to the house to get something. You guys remember? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't know. He just went back home.
He had to get something though.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
Phone.
I don't know. Yeah. I left my wallet. I can't
keys.
drive around with my wallet. I left my keys. I left my car keys at the house. Yeah, he goes back and, Spaghetti-O, fucking General Suter's back, dude.
Yeah.
We thought he was dead, brother.
He's like there. He has them like in the house still, and
Hostage.
he's got them hostage. And I guess he's like, take me to Shep.
Yeah.
So he does.
You know who I want to see.
And then it's the Lando moment right there. When
Yes.
Shep is he's in the hangar in the
Yeah.
club with his
Did you
ship.
get your car keys, dude?
and and he comes in.
I'm sorry.
And he's like, I'm sorry, I had no choice.
yeah.
He's like, what's up, dude?
What the fuck are you talking
yeah,
about,
he's like,
dude?
I think he makes a joke or something, and then he turns around and
General Suter is there
General Suter is
with a
there,
gun.
which is that it's a cool return. It's back from the dead.
Yeah, and Shep is in his ship, and he's like
Ship.
he's like shooting at around. Like they were acting like he was like shooting for something that wasn't Suter, and he was aiming for something else to like hit Suter. Did that happen?
I think,
But he was just like shooting randomly.
I think what was happening was
he wanted to make it seem like he didn't care about the
yes,
humans.
he wanted to make it seem like he didn't care about the humans. As soon as he started firing, Suter, and I see this happen a lot with hostage situations in movies and on TV, and it makes me wonder how this would actually go down in real life. But you'll see somebody is holding a person hostage. As soon as they start getting shot at, they forget about killing the person that they're holding, and they're worried about getting out of the way
Yeah.
of the gunfire. They're not actually going to shoot that person. As soon as you start shooting at them, they don't have time to pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's what Shep was exploiting.
Yeah, Shep puts his ship in self-destruct. He's like, "Just let them go, dude. You can take me. I won't even put up a fight, brother." And he comes out, and of course, Suter says something around the lines of, "This is pleasant," which I won't do that again. But I didn't.
Was
like
that the line?
I didn't like that. Yeah.
Comes out with a gun, though.
The family does end up leaving, though, right?
They do. Christopher Lloyd crashes his car through the skating rink wall.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny. You can hear the car. There's a part where it's like real intense, but you can hear the car start and drive off, and I thought that was kind of funny.
yeah. Christopher Lloyd. Well, Shep is like fucked up or something. Christopher Lloyd has like the muscle amplifier and grabs General Suitor's ball sack.
Yep.
And grabs him really hard with the muscle amplifier. And this causes General Suitor to mutate.
Forces him out of it. He got grabbed on the nuts so hard by this muscle amplifier
That he reptiled out.
that he could not stay in his human form, and he was forced out of his human form into his true reptilian form. He reptiled out by way of testicular pain.
Yes, and how do you guys?
Can't say I blame him.
How do you guys feel about the monster suit?
It was wicked.
Yeah, I thought the monster
Pretty
suit was
cool.
really cool. I thought it
Yes.
was really cool.
Looked like a creature of the Black Lagoon type thing.
Yeah, some kind of. I thought the fight could have been better. It was interesting. I mean, it was very. Shep got tossed around for 35 seconds, and then that was it.
It's like the Hulk Hogan match, dude, which we talked about it last time, brother. Actually, the mutant was voiced by Frank Welker, who was the original Fred from Scooby-Doo.
That's right. I was like, what's that familiar
Yeah.
with?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, he had to have been like pretty fucking old at this. Not super old, but older at this point. But Fred.
Yeah, he probably would have been 50s or 60s. Maybe, I don't know. I'd imagine when he voiced Fred, he was probably
Something.
good to guess. He was probably something. 30s.
Shep does some fucking wizardry and shocks them. The mutant suitor shocks him.
Yeah, that shock effect, you don't really see anything else like that in the rest of the movie. The shock effect around him when he's getting electrocuted.
And the dance music starts playing,
Yep,
and it looks like
that's
he's
right.
dancing. They get the fuck out of there. The ship blows up. Shep at the launching pad. It blows up.
Comes the comfort of Shelley Duvall.
Yeah. Are you okay? I want
Charlie!
you to never,
That's what I'm
ever
saying.
do that
Yeah,
again.
she bangs
She's
Christopher
banging-
Lloyd's
she's like,
head
"You're gonna
on
die," even though
That's
I'm
what I'm
shaking
talking
you on the
about. Shelley,
concrete.
she chokes him. She bangs his head on the floor.
Yeah, comforting.
Really physical.
But because the whole movie though, like she's like, harassed him about getting a raise, and like he's clearly struggling with these guys across the street that are like harassing him. They're like bigger than him, and then at the end of the movie, this dude who he's afraid of is telling his wife, he just kicked ass in there, and she's like, you're
a hero.
Yeah, she's like, you're a real man, Charlie. And
Yeah,
it's nice.
That's all he needed.
It's like those-
all he needed.
It's like those fucking.
Imagine Shelley Duvall telling you you're a real man.
It's like.
You are a real man.
Yeah, so Lloyd shows back up at the architecture firm. The Japanese men are sitting there. This is when he's talking about Godzilla
He's
and
like,
stuff.
Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan.
Mothra's a
He's
classic.
just name dropping.
Yeah. I don't have any more Japanese movies to talk about. You pull these plans, and then he sticks up for himself finally.
Yep.
And he says, take this job and shove it. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of
quit.
Johnny Paycheck right there. He fucking quits.
Leaves the floor plans.
We see Shep going around the town again,
Mm-hmm.
more renewed, more refreshed,
Yeah.
more helpful again.
These Earthlings aren't so bad, dude.
Yeah, and he helps the girl with the cat,
Yeah.
and then he launches the girl,
Launches the girl.
and catches the girl.
Yeah.
And then he goes up to an ice cream truck and delivers one of my favorite lines from the whole film.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
The little girl, I forgot her name, the actress.
Yeah.
When we were talking about Charlie Sheen earlier.
Yeah.
She plays Martin Sheen's daughter on The West Wing.
Okay.
There you go.
Tying it together.
There you go, dude.
Anyway, the line that he delivers to the ice cream truck, which terrifies the ice cream drivers. Hey, dude, how about a bottle pop? Just real intense. Like he was like kind of just cool and calm. Like 23 hours a day, gotta be cool.
Yeah,
He's like just cool. Help the girl with the cat. I think he probably did. Oh, he did the skateboard tricks.
Yes, he shreds the gnar.
He shreds the gnar. Gives the kid the cool space skateboard.
Which
Then gets the ice cream.
The kid, the
Tries
kid's
to get the
like,
ice cream.
The kid's like, really? And he's like, you don't want me to change my mind, do you?
it looked like one of the hoverboards from Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
It looked cooler than that, to be quite honest. This one
Well, it had wheels.
metal Yeah, but it was.
Well, I'm talking about
Hated.
Biff's hoverboard. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember Biff's hoverboard.
Oh, well, it's cool.
It's really
It's
cool.
spiky.
Yeah. He had the bad guy.
I don't know. I only went to Universal Studios one time. I don't remember.
You know what also happened in 1991?
What?
Back to the Future, the ride.
That's right.
There you go.
Tying it all together.
I had a bad experience with that ride.
Why? Did you
Well,
go eat Doc Brown's fried chicken?
No, I don't think they had that. That sounds good. No, we went and went all the way through the line.
Mhm.
Probably stood in line for 30 minutes, and then in Doc Brown's introduction to the ride, he says something like the ride. What's the miles per hour? What's the speed?
88.
88.
He said it's going to go 88 miles per hour, and I think it was more than that though for like the ride itself, because it was like, it was long. Like it wasn't just the instant travel. I don't know. I don't know what was happening on the ride. Maybe it was 88. Either way, I really thought this vehicle was going to go 88 miles per hour, and for some reason,
Right.
I thought I was going to be thrown from the vehicle. And they said
Motion simulator.
they said something along the lines of if you cannot handle being thrown around at speeds of 88 miles per hour,
Yeah.
please leave now. I was in 4th grade, and I was like, Charles,
Yeah.
we left.
Damn, you didn't get to go on it.
No, I did
You
turn
did-
around and go back on it. He was like,
How'd you
"Son,"
like it?
He was like, son, you're not really going to go 88 miles per hour. And then
You don't move it.
And
You
then
just move side to
yes,
side.
then I got in there and realized that it doesn't move at all.
Yeah, yeah.
You sit in place the entire time.
It's like a theater.
Yep.
I rode it the last week it was open.
Yeah.
I can't believe they.
Wow.
I mean, I can believe they closed it. I'm sure by now the graphics.
Well, now the Simpsons ride's there and it's outdated, so it was going to happen either way.
Okay.
What was going to happen next? But yeah, it was outdated.
There should be a Family Guy ride at Disney World.
They should do a whole like animation
I've
domination
seen
section.
I've seen people talk about doing an animation domination section. It's
They
like,
wouldn't do it as well as me.
I don't know, maybe.
I'm not going to say it on the air.
I would go if there were rides.
I wish
Imagine if there were.
if you're gonna do a Family Guy theme park, just do the Family Guy theme park by itself somewhere. You know, because make
No,
it big.
You can't do that.
Because they only put a little bit
No
of listen. If you're only having a little bit of space at a fucking California Adventure, when you could have some crazy like investors from overseas with Seth MacFarlane talking about we're gonna do this giant fucking theme park.
We'll do it in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
How many tickets? Okay, we already did that. We
It'll
did that with
close.
Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Hard Rock.
That's
did
what
it.
I'm going for. No, if they did, okay, a whole animation domination park, then not just a section of a park.
I feel like it'd be the
So that would be what Simpsons.
There's
McFarlane
a
shows,
Simpsons,
King of
there's
the
a
Hill.
Family Guy, there's a Wonder Wharf for Bob's Burgers. You know,
I feel like that'd be like remember the New Jersey Mall
I can see a Bob's Burgers.
with
there.
the Nickelodeon
Mhm.
park. I feel like it'd be like that.
that's still there, I think.
Who owns Bob's Burgers?
That's Fox.
Fox. So who is that right now?
Disney.
So I could see a Bob's Burgers thing. People, I think it's popular enough that people would go to a maybe not an entire section of the park, but
They could do like
an attraction, a restaurant even.
Yeah, they do a restaurant and a ride.
You imagine if they opened a Bob's Burgers restaurant at Disney? People,
No, I'd be down.
they could do a Bob's Burgers restaurant like how they have a
would-
Quickie Mart here.
They should do that.
Yeah.
I feel like that
And then they would do like a
probably happened though. Like maybe there's always like these crazy
like
weird
the pop-up things.
yeah.
true. Yeah, we don't get those, but I can see there being a Bob's Burgers pop up for like a month and
They'll probably do
LA
like
or something.
the movie's coming out, so they'll probably do one somewhere.
oh right.
And we'll see it on the internet.
I hope there's some
That
kind
was
of
neat.
it might just be because I'm hungry right now, but I really hope there's some good Bob's Burgers promotion where I can eat a Bob's Burger.
You can eat an $18 regular burger.
yeah.
Yeah, that's on
Yeah,
Uber.
well.
It's going to be on Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Like Red Robin is going to disguise itself as Bob's Burgers.
One
like, the
slice
week the
of
movie comes
American
out.
cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion,
This sucks.
ketchup and mustard in packets,
It's going to be the most
I hate
bland
you,
shit
Bob.
you've ever had.
Lay's potato chips in the bag.
Yeah.
$18.
$20 delivery fee.
Christopher Lloyd and his family are on top of the roof. Shep is about to depart. He's taking the cool bounty hunter's cockroach ship.
Cockroach.
I want to say, dude, you were really brave, brother. And yeah, you're not so bad either, Shep. And they part ways. Margie's tagging along.
Yep.
This is his
Farewell.
his goodbye. He says he doesn't do goodbyes, but
Yeah, he doesn't do goodbyes.
at the end
Good for a goodbye.
that is resolved. Out of the many things that are resolved, that is one of them, that he does do goodbyes just for Charlie.
They shake hands, and he goes on his way back to space. And then we're taken to Christopher Lloyd back on the road, that same damn traffic light. And he says,
time?
but this time, dude, I'm going to fucking shoot it with this gun. And he shoots it, and he speeds around and stuff. And he's the hero of traffic for that day.
They play that.
Yeah, they play that. I thought that was a very strange.
William Tell Overture.
Yeah, but then it goes into that one song again, the
Nice Place to Live?
"Nice Place to Live" song or something.
Oh, no, there's a song.
There's a different song.
Where it's like,
No, it's like-
Ramsey!
There's like something about living in a paradise or something.
Regardless, the film ends. General Suter is defeated. Shep Ramsey had his vacation. Christopher Lloyd sticks up for himself.
Yeah, he's a renewed man.
Something will pop up with that architecture job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he quit his job.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be a tinkerer. Maybe he'll find his true calling.
Maybe he'll be hanging up his clock in the bathroom one day and hit his head and come up with a flux capacitor. And that's from Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the movies.
Christopher Lloyd was in Back to the Future.
Yeah, he played Doc Brown.
Have you ever seen
Emmett
RoboCop?
Brown. Yes.
Robert Cop.
Your move, creep.
And that's Suburban Commando.
Woo!
Wasn't that a great film?
I liked it.
I liked it.
I liked it too. How many muscle amplifiers out of 5 would you guys give it? For real, dude.
I gave it 3.
Yeah,
3?
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, well, I could see a 3. Yeah.
3.5 if you've got kids around and you need to throw something on the TV.
Yeah.
But
This one you actually could show to kids.
But exactly, and it's still funny to you. You're still watching Hulk Hogan, and you got Shelley Duvall. The one scene with Shelley Duvall that Devin really liked is not.
He really liked that part.
Not really like it.
No, he was actually terrified.
Actually,
by it.
he was disgusted. So this is Shelley Duvall in the fucking robe. It's so bawdy.
I cannot believe. I wrote to the FCC because it was their fault.
But as I was saying, even that portion of the film, is tasteful. It's not overtly lewd.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing that kids, haven't seen in other movies. PG-13.
NC-17.
Yeah.
Justin.
There is blood though. For one,
I don't remember any blood.
there's one moment.
There's like green blood.
Listen,
Oh, go
there's
ahead.
one moment where I don't remember what it's from. It might have been when he's fighting the bounty hunters. He gets wounded on his shoulder.
Mm.
That's right.
There's a cut.
And
I noticed that. That was the only blood I saw.
Christopher
in the whole
Lloyd's face was kind of cut up too.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Justin, would you care to share your doings?
My doings?
Yeah, what you like to do sometimes.
Well, I haven't done anything creative lately. Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah. I don't know if you want.
Just what am I gonna plug right now before we close it up? I've got my like death industrial synth project, Plaguegazer. I've done things with that. I haven't done anything lately. Recently, I've been getting back into gear with that. Just
Nice.
completely different from what I was doing, but I'm still probably gonna operate under the same name. So
It's a good name.
yeah, well, I already did stuff with it, so I figure I might.
You're in
as well
Decibel
just-
Magazine, dude.
Yeah, you were in
Right.
Decibel
Come
Magazine.
on,
I know.
man.
Right? So that's why I want to keep it, you know.
A Decibel magazine featured artist.
Yeah, I won't completely turn it around, but it'll be better than what I've done. So
Very cool, Plaguegazer.
Thanks for having me on here. This was fun.
I'm glad
We're gonna do it again.
Any opportunity to talk about Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a time I'd like to get you in here where we don't have like parameters and we
We can just talk.
just talk,
Just
dude.
shoot.
Yeah, those are pretty fun. Devin.
Yes.
Okay, so
This
when you're listening to this now, we just had a great time.
we had a great time with Lunchbox Hero Penalty Box.
It was so great,
It
dude.
was such a good time.
Yeah,
And
Gordy gives the best feet massage. Ben made this really great,
made a really good breakfast for us at his house.
big breakfast.
Big breakfast.
Yeah,
The biggest breakfast I've ever had.
right.
It was pretty great. But
Garrett was an asshole.
yeah. Well, we didn't have to. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
But well, we have another weekend coming up.
yeah.
Let's see. This would be, I guess, next week. April 22nd, we'll be back in Wilmington at Reggie's with Hyperloops, The Mongers, and Busted Radio. Then we'll be back at Island Bar on April 23rd with Colorblind Dinosaurs, A Brevity, and Spider Bucket again. Shout out to Spider Bucket.
Spider Bucket's good.
Spider Bucket is awesome. We're seeing, he was awesome. They were awesome at the show we just played with them, and we're glad we're going to play with them again. Then we will be in Charleston at Tualingua. I cannot find the flyer. Where the hell's the flyer? I will find it at some point, but I'm going to take a guess.
It's a Tualingua.
It's a Tualingua.
Charleston.
It is TV Moms. It is us. It is Never Any Ordinary.
J-Rock. J-Rock's
and
playing.
there's another band.
J-
I cannot remember the band.
J-Rock.
J-Rock.
Kind of went over that. It's a nice place to live, dude. Charleston.
But yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So come see us if you want.
Sure. Why not?
Why not, brother?
Yeah, for more Windley crap, follow at Windley_band. Check out WindleyHub.blogspot.com. Next week we're going to see if dogs fly and Mr. Nanny with our good pal Anthony from Pro Wrestling Proverbs.
Woo.
Woo woo.
Woo woo.
And stay chill those 23 hours of the day, brother. But fucking be loud that 1 hour, dude.
Brother HH.
Yeah. I know.